Hey Facebook, how are you? Different kind of morning this morning. So let me know that. Change of subject, the whole thing. Yeah, my there's no guest today. Yep. Talk about that in a few minutes. So I had to try and throw a show together real quick. So I'm flying. I had to, like I said, throw one together, and so I'm getting there. So I apologize. I don't even have my cell phone. I ran out of the house so fast I forgot my cell phone this morning. So if you're trying to um, email me or text me, stuff like that, I don't have it. You know what I mean? All right. Let me do time capsule today. How's that sound? Is that all right with you? Okay, we'll do that. Now we're going to go over here. We're going to go back here. Do a little this. Oh, that's better. Whew. It's just me. I know. Crazy I have to do this, but I'm doing it this way. There we go. Alright, let's get going here. Hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, I can't see much right now. I'm blind.
Good morning, Sun Prairie. Time to rise and shine.
What?
Time to pour the coffee with Bill.
He wants to be human.
Time to rise and shine with Bill.
He has all the ingredients for disaster.
Time to get going with Bill.
He is phenomenal.
Welcome to Baker Street with your host, Bill Baker.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Sun Prairie on a absolutely gorgeous Monday morning. If you haven't been outside yet or opened your eyes, get up, get out of bed, grab some coffee, and join me. Because I'm in studio, on the radio, on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live. I'm on all of them live, but it's beautiful outside. The only problem I had this morning was that it wasn't light when I woke up at about 4 o'clock this morning, so yeah, I'm one of those guys. I like to get up early and stuff like that. But hey, you're listening again to Good Morning Sun Prairie, and we are underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie, and of course the Baker Realty Group. And really excited to be a supporter of the Media Center. So hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. What an incredible weekend! A lot of activities, a lot of events, a lot of things going on, and then we have Monday. Monday for me is that this is supposed to be Mystic Monday, and Mystic Monday is not happening today. We put that on hiatus for a while, and but if you're psychic, you already knew that anyway. And so yeah, so I have no guest today. I'm no one in studio with me. So if you'd like to be in studio with me or want to come over and help, stop by. Front door's open. Come on in. I'm over by the library at the far end. You'll see my black F-150 pickup truck sitting outside. And yeah, come on in. And I'm going to do like an open mic kind of thing today, just to talk about some stuff and what's going on and see what we can dream up today. I would guess, you know. But I don't even have my. Look, it's so off today that I don't even have my music on. Do it. Wow, that's really weird, isn't it? Oh, that ain't it. Listen, look at me. I'm all messed up. You know, I don't know what's going on today. What did I do wrong? I think I just got up on the wrong side of the bed. There we go. There's a little Jerry Rafferty at Baker Street in the background. Hey, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about the multicultural fair that's going on. How about roller skating? You want to roller skate in Sun Prairie? Do we need that? Do we want that? I think so. Going to talk about the Badgers. Love that. Assessments. What is it with you people? What is it with you people? Assessments are assessments. We're going to talk about a subject that Sun Prairie just absolutely, oh my gosh, you know, just when you think everything's going well, somebody else comes out with apartment talk again and talking out their a-hole because they don't know what they're talking about. So we're going to chat about that a little bit, and yeah, I think I also want to talk about the auto worker situation, maybe and even the writer's strike that's going on, because it's both of those are kind of bugging me. Yeah, I want to talk about that. Hey, how about this? There's another subject. If we can get to it. How about indoor farms? Indoor farms. How do you get your tractor indoor to plow them fields, huh? That's what I want to know. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Talk about things that happened in history today, and yeah, there you have it. That's pretty power-packed day. We are on Facebook. Check out Sun Prairie Real Estate Show. You can go to my page. I had to copy, paste, do some stuff over there for that to get it back to my site. But yeah, I mean, it's come in and say hi. Come in and tell me you're on and watching. I can't see because of the different pages and all that. But would love for you to send me a message and say good morning. That'd be great. Mike Collins, good morning, buddy. Miss you. Haven't seen you forever. You're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun, right here in beautiful Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. We're part of the Sun Prairie Media Center family of stations, TV and radio. Former Station of the Year, and the voice of Sun Prairie football, both East and West. How about that? Not too bad, huh? I don't think so. So let's get started. Let's get this on the road. And as if you've been with me for a long time, you know the way that we do that is we go fishing. Fishing in the dark. Every single show. Good morning, Sun Prairie. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, get something to munch on, and join me.
Lazy yellow moon coming up to.
Woo! Facebook, what is up with you? So Mystic Monday's not happening. I talked about another person on Friday about being on today. They poofed, gone. Don't know what happened to them. Can't get a response. So I am free-flowing. How's that sound? Kept trying to reach out to these people until 10 o'clock last night, which, as you know, was probably past my bedtime. And, but yeah, that's what's going on. So I hope you're doing well. Let me know you're watching. If you are on Facebook, click on it and say, hi, Bill, or say good morning. Or if you are one of those people that would like to be on air with me, then come on in, because I'm here. Yeah. Take a little sip of my tea. See what else we can chat about this morning. Hope you had a good weekend. I know I did. And I didn't even mind the rain. Man, went to the Badger game, got home, it rained, which means I didn't have to mow. And then Sunday I mowed. After church, after breakfast, after the Packer game, I mowed. Oh my God. So we gotta talk. This is gonna be fun. I love this when people put anonymous comments on Facebook, right? And it's looking for a great church that has a great children's program in Sun Prairie. Which church doesn't? That's what I want to say. So you'll get everybody responding to this, and then they won't be any better off than they were, right? I'm just going through and looking at stuff. Mm-hmm. Just checking out, see what I can find here to talk a little bit. A little bit of 38 special and Caught Up in You right here on 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. Good morning, Sun Prairie. Bill Baker here. Glad to be with you this morning and tickled that, whoops, get out of here. Man, Electric Light Orchestra always sneaks up on me like that, I tell you. Woo. Hey, glad to be here this morning. A little bit different, a little bit, I'm, what do you call it, free-flowing or whatever that is, because what was originally planned, that got put on hiatus for a while. Then I had another guest that had been set up on Friday, and then they, like, all of a sudden I'm hearing crickets, cricket, here, nothing. I'm trying to get a hold of these people, nothing. Went to the phone number on their website, went to their email, nothing, but yeah, I'll cut them some slack though. They're a pretty new company, so I'll cut them some slack. Won't tell you who it is yet, but that's okay, you know. Hey, had a great weekend. Like I said, Friday night was pretty cool. I got to tell you. I mean, the Badgers. Not the Badgers. Sun Prairie game. The Sun Prairie East-West. The battle. The border battle. East and West. Cardinals against Wolves. The Wolves were the home team. And so I was not broadcasting. Jameson Rabbit, Steve Sabaki brought you the play-by-play and all the action. But what I got to do, oh, my wife's here. She brought my phone. Sit down. Put the headset. Oh my gosh. My wife loves me so much she brought me my phone. I love her. Yeah, that's what kind of a day is happening right now, I tell you, because I left my phone. I did it all. But anyway, thank you, sweetie. Love you. So Friday night, I got to do something. Dan Corcoran, who's our producer of the home football games, he and I talked about it, and I got to tell you, I had an absolute blast. And if you were at the game, you saw me. I don't think I've run that far in a long time. I should have hit my watch and actually taken care of my steps to count them to see how many I did, but I was on the field with a camera and doing field shots. And man, let me tell you, I was all over that field. It was a blast. And three times, came pretty close to get wiped out. And you got to go, if you didn't watch the game on TV, you're going to have to go and watch it on demand. I think it'll be put up on demand probably by Tuesday, and so check it out. I can't wait to look at it because I almost got taken out. That's all I know. But it was a blast. It was a fun time. I hope to do that again sometime. And what it showed me was that we got to get that on-field camera for every game. And you know, we're using 3 cameras right now. We need that 4th or 5th camera, which would be cool. And I know Dan Corcoran can pull it off. Of course, it's all about getting the volunteers to do that, to cover it. So we need another camera guy. Now, am I an experienced camera guy? Hell no. Hell to the no, right? Is that what I'm supposed to say? Hell to the no. But yeah, I mean, we got to get somebody else there. Need that help. Got to do it. You need to do it. Need you. We need you. Want to have you there. Need those volunteers always, 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 always. So hope you can help out with that. But so it was fun. Had a good time. Cardinal, the East won. I predicted that. I knew there was going to be a strong game. East is just too much power. Now here's what I'm going to say about this, though. Hey, Mark. Good morning. Is that if we had East and West together, Wanakee can just kiss my foot. I mean, we would have beat them. And McWanago. I mean, that's how strong these two teams were together. But we don't have those. That's not reality anymore. I'm living in the past, and we got to move on. But I want to tell you, I think that I thought East did really well planning and their strategy. We knew that they were going to run the ball as much as they could, and they did. And so it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I know that Drew Kavanaugh had a pretty good day. I'm guessing he threw for about 160 yards. He did what he needed to do. They ran the ball and they passed when they needed to pass. But it was cool. I had a good time. Like I said, I was on the field, and that gives you a different perspective completely. It's hilarious. Hilarious in a fun kind of way is what I'm saying to you. Because, I mean, you're down there. And I got to tell you, now I'm a former football player, but many years removed. Like 42 years removed, probably. More than that. Oh my God, 44 years removed, I reckon. And football's changed a lot, but that smell never goes away. And those boys were some smelly boys, and it smelled like football. Oh yeah. I love me the smell of sweat first thing in the morning in football. Absolutely amazing. Amazing. So football was fun. And so, yeah. Football Friday this Friday. Join Mike Powers and I. We'll be there again. Can't wait. He'll be doing a play-by-play. I'm doing a color. I'll be planning all week. And if you're interested in running a camera, let me know. A field camera, on-field camera. It's really kind of cool. You're down close to the players and the action. You know, you've got your things you got to watch and all that stuff. But you'd have fun. I know you'd have fun. So reach out to me if you want to be on the field and do that for us and be a part of the team. You wear a headset. Dan's talking to you the whole time. That's cool. It's really cool. So I hope you do that for me. Wanakee, their Wanakee Media, they run 6 cameras. 6 cameras. Oh my gosh, including a drone. Somebody had a drone up last night or Friday night. Badgers were a blast. Had a great time. Thank God they turned the volume down. Oh my goodness, that first home game was just painful as all get out. I mean, the pain in your ears. And I like a lot of music. I grew up listening to loud music, but this was just rude and it was wrong. And those decibels were off the chart that first week. And I'm glad they listened and turned it down and calmed down the DJ. I don't know why they felt the DJ needed to be in there. Don't be talking over Sweet Caroline. All right, don't talk over that, and don't talk over the referees. So they did a nice job. They did turn it up in the fourth quarter, second half maybe. I noticed it more towards the fourth quarter. The volume went up, and the guys that were sitting next to me and Sandy that sits behind me, we all went, wow, they turned the volume up again. What is it with the volume? Macintosh, stop it. Either that or turn your hearing aid or something. We don't need to have it up that high, you know? So, anyway, yeah, there you have it. Football. I loved me some football. The Packers, wow, I didn't like some of the play calls yesterday. Watched the entire game. I kind of dozed through because that's how exciting a game it was. I'm enjoying me some Jordan Love. I like this guy. I like his persona. I like how he accepts responsibility when he doesn't do something right. He shares in the accolades of the success of what's going on. I like that, and I think they're going to do really well this season. Man, I had a lot of people out yesterday that on injured reserve, and so that affected us too, especially when you have your blindside tackle and one of the top tackles in the league who's out again with his knee. Don't know how long that's going to last, but we'll see. We'll see. But they lost. Okay, they lost. It's a long frickin' football season for professionals, and that one loss does not mean the end of the season. But I saw a lot of good things out there, a lot of good things. And when you have Dillon coming in to run the ball the way he did, man, the size of his legs, his legs themselves, they're huge. They're about as big as my waist. And that guy would take on 4 or 5 defenders and just drag them. Interesting game. It was something else, but I know. So great weekend. I also went to the multicultural fair. I went to the Badger game, and the multicultural fair was here at Sheehan Park, right behind the studio, by the library. And I had to go to the Badger game first, watch that, and then I came back and I wanted to go down because I think it's really cool that we have this event that happens. They shut down Lynn Root, and they put everything out there from food trucks and all the different booths. And our own Sarah Maluski was there. She's done this since the very beginning. It's very dear to her heart. Thought she did a fabulous job in broadcasting what was going on and the interviews and everything. I was listening to it on the way back from the Badger game. And the food, oh my gosh. Ate me some African food, which I've had before. And the lady that's there, and I'm spacing her name right now. I can't remember her. She's a member of the Chamber of Commerce, a lovely lady, and she cooks some of the best food. Oh my gosh. So I went down to her booth, and she asked me if I wanted spice. And I said, well, yeah, I like spice. She goes, do you want it hot? And I'm like, well, I like spice. Well, she put a little dab in the corner. She said, I'm going to put it over here. Just take a little bit with your fork and put it in with each bite. Well, they closed the lid up, and I took it back, and I'm walking a little bit. And I thought, I'll just start eating this. I took a bite of the entire thing of spice. I had a mouthful. And folks, there was steam coming out of my ears. My nose is running. I can't breathe. And I have no water, no milk, nothing like that. And all I could think to do was just keep eating it. And it was chicken afar or something, afari or something like that. It was delightful to eat. It was delicious. But I did that spice. I took an entire bite of spice. And oh my gosh, I walked up to people. I walked up to Teresa Stevens. She goes, you okay? And I'm like, I can't. I just ate spice. Of course, the only thing you can do when somebody does that is laugh. The only thing you can do is laugh. But all the food, I would have loved to have tried all the food down there. But, I had like an hour and a half to do this. And then the sprinkles were happening, so people were freaking out. And they're like, oh, we got to get out of here, But it was good. Multicultural fair. I hope next year, if you didn't get to it this year, you can come up and be a part of it. Good, because it is important. We've got so many nationalities that are in our community and things that are going on. And I think it's part of what makes Sun Prairie so wonderful is we are an inviting type of people. How's that? Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it. We invite anybody. Come on in, man. Be a part of the community. Absolutely. And to learn more about different cultures, I think is exciting. I think it's exciting. The Far East, I would love to learn more about that. I mean, there's things that the Chinese, the Japanese, their cultures and all that they do that we have no concept of. From spices and healing herbs and different things like that could really benefit us as a society. And I think, as I like to say, is let's just stay in curiosity. Stay in curiosity and seek to understand and to learn. And I think that's what makes our country so great and makes our community so fan-damn-tastic, right? I'm wearing my Sun Prairie shirt for those guys folks on radio. You can't really see me. I have my radio face on today. And I love this community. Sun Prairie, and I'm a homer. Yes, I'm a homer. Why? Because if you like something that much, then tell people about it. Let them know how you feel about it. Be excited about where you live and the people around you. We got great people here. Do we have stuff that upsets you? Absolutely, just like every other community in the world. But I think we handle it a little bit better than most people. And God forbid, do not compare me with Madison. Or don't compare my city with Madison. That's just that's where we should build a wall down there. Keep Madisonites down there. I'm joking, by the way. Completely joking. I want them all to come out and shop at Faded Roots, have dinner at Buck and Honey's, Full Mile, Dailies, all that. Come out here, buy some stuff. Take care of it. Go to Golden Nest, have breakfast. Yeah, you guys come. Yeah, that's what we want. Hey, I will say this, Cornfest. So I was on the air for Cornfest, and we had some tchotchkes and all that were given away. And when you're giving stuff away, you could have nailed two pieces of wood together and painted it red or green or whatever, and put it out there and said, this is free. Somebody would have taken it. Why? Because it's free. They'll never use it. They might even throw it away, but there it is. It's free, and they take it. Well, this couple comes up, and they're talking to me, and they're telling me about how they have been in broadcasting, and they've done. I'm like, oh, that's great. You should help out here. And they said, oh, we're from Middleton. In fact, we took the bus from Middleton to come to the Cornfest, and it's the first time we've been to Cornfest and we're able to do that because of the bus. I'm like, wow, okay, all right. I think that's fantastic. I mean, thank God for buses. I want people on the buses to come into Sun Prairie. Sun Prairie, I don't want you to go out. I want you to shop and buy everything here. I want it to be hyper local. Let's promote our companies. Let's get them going. Support them people that support you, right? Yeah. Don't go to Easttown Mall and buy something and then come back here and go to somebody like Faded Roots and say, hey, could you support my boys' soccer team? Oh, okay, have you shopped here? Have you bought anything here? Yeah, come on. I know they're all generous. And Jen down there is super generous with everything. But I'm just making an example. Support the companies. Support the organizations. Right? I think that's a great thing. All right, so I'm off my horse. Or off my soapbox. Let's do this. Go back to some music and oh, wrong song. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Good morning, Sun Prairie. Glad you could be with me. Kind of skating through this morning. Woo! Don't know even what I'm going to talk about. Help me out. Let me know. Good morning, everybody on Facebook. Hey, let me know if you're here. Tell me you're on. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I should check that out. Let's see. South Central, Wisconsin. There it is. Do you want my love? Ooh. Yeah, you like my singing? Ah! Hey, if you want to, you're welcome to chat or send me a text because I have my phone now. And anything you want to talk about, be happy to. Oh my God. You guys are going to crap when I tell you this. little Boomtown Rats, and I Don't Like Mondays, right here at 103.5 WLSP. Good morning, everybody. I'm Bill Baker, and you're listening to Good Morning Sun Prairie. Glad to be here with you. Free-flowing this morning because the Mystic Mondays on hiatus now for a while. Then the guest we had just ghosted me, and so I'm doing this free-flowing. When you're up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're trying to figure out what your show's going to be about, it's kind of interesting. So I wrote down a bunch of stuff just to talk about and get your opinions on it. If you would like to give me any type of information, if you want to send me a message, you're welcome. 608-575-6731. That's 608-575-6731. You can text me and let me know what's going on, what your thoughts are about the subjects that we're talking about and everything. So would love to hear about it. Love to hear from you. Just tell me you're here. Tell me you're on Facebook. You go to Facebook Live. You can watch us on Bill Baker or Baker William J. You can also go to the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show. I always put it on there. You can also go to the YouTube channel and also 103.5. So there's so many ways that you can check out and watch everything that's going on. And a special thank you to my lovely wife for bringing me my phone. I dashed out of the house so fast that I just left it wherever. I have no idea. Not like me to leave that behind because my car usually tells me, your phone is not connected. I love that. Hey, so let's talk about a subject here that, wow, you guys have been, the trolls have come out in Sun Prairie, I guess is what I'm going to say, because every time you don't like something, you guys get really negative out there. I mean, you're throwing in blah, 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 blah. Sound like a bunch of chickens. But assessments. Let's talk about assessments. I've done this several times on the air and during the real estate show, and yeah, I mean, let's just talk about it. And because the assessments actually were pretty good, to be honest with you. Now, a bunch of you are freaking out there because some of you had your assessments go up, 50, 100, 150,000, 180,000, I heard. And the thing you got to remember is I don't think the assessments have been done since like 2020. Yeah, 2020, right? Now, they might have done a few assessments in between there and everything, but it's just, no. So let's start this way, and let me help you if I can, because it's not like a do or die thing. Well, it kind of is, because if you don't have knowledge, then you got nothing. And so let's work on this a little bit. So let's define assessment. I want you to understand this, okay? The value of a home as determined by the local assessor for the purpose of determining property taxes. Home assessments are not the same as appraisals, which are instead conducted by private licensed appraisers. And you need to know that, right? In Sun Prairie, residential and most commercial properties is assessed using market value approach related to the most recent reevaluation year. Market value is the price a property might reasonably sell for after adequate time and exposure to an open market when sold by a willing seller or a willing buyer. To calculate your assessments, assessors look at property characteristics such as the size, type, age of your property, as well as its condition, location, lot size, style, and upgrades. The selling price of a similar properties in the area, neighborhood, or similar areas are what generate the market value. The property's market value is determined from a range of probable selling and specific selling conditions and all that. Now, what all that means is they're looking at what the value of all the properties are, and that's important for any entity, any municipality, because we have to use that as a basis to calculate property taxes. Property taxes pay for those streets that you're driving on. Property taxes pay for that water that's coming into your house. Property taxes paying for the utilities, your electricity that's coming in. It pays for our fire department, EMS. It pays for everything associated with our community. And it's a good thing. We need those services, because for you to buy those separately, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. And so it's a good thing. But assessments, people worry about, well, my house, that's not the value of my house. That's too much. That's the thing I've been saying. Oh my God, it went up $180,000. It went up $100,000, $150,000. And people are freaking out over this. And I get it. I get it. If you're not in the market, or in real estate, or you don't have these things behind you, yeah, it's going to affect you. It's going to make you take a pause and go, what just happened to me? But here's something else I want you to know too. Let's say that a house is worth assessed at $100,000. You buy it for $300,000. The next assessment will not be $300,000. It's illegal. They can't do that. It's called chasing the sale. State of Wisconsin has a statute that says you can't do that. And our assessor has to follow an algorithm, basically, in the way of doing his calculations. And Peter Kristowik, I think that's how he says it. It's Peter K. How about that? He's a decent guy. He's been on my real estate show. He can answer all your questions. If you have an assessment that you don't feel is right, here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Call your favorite real estate expert, the one that you would do business with, the one that you would hire to sell your house, one that's knowledgeable. Because some of these newbies have no clue what they're doing. Some of them do, some of them. But you need to have that experience. They need to have that background. Maybe the experience is the best thing. But talk to them. Say, hey, what's my house worth? That'll blow your mind. That'll blow your mind. So let's do this. This is what I'm going to do. We're coming up to the top of the hour. We're going to do my property. Okay, Terry's and our house, and let's just see what's going on here. Okay. Gosh, I tell you, something. I'm gonna do this for early. All right. So when we bought our house back in September 16th. Oh my gosh. Oh, just been 2 years. In 2021, we bought this house. We paid like $419 for it after everything was said and done. $419,000. Okay. So back then, the assessment was in 2020 was $329,400. I'm going to tell you right now that when the financing came in, we were at $485 on the appraisal. The appraisal said $485. The appraisal doesn't have to do that. I mean, they could have said $414, $424, $430. Yeah, $485. So this is back in, again, September 16th, 2021. We bought our house, $419, paid that. Okay, and today, what is the? My assessment. You want to know that? Yeah, sorry. So the assessment today is $473. $473. Now, I think if you were me, you'd jump up and throw a fit, right? Not me. I knew back in 2021 that it was valued. The appraisal came in at $485, not the assessment. My appraisal when we purchased them with the loan, $485. Now, why is that so important? Because the actual value today is like $535, $540. It's a ranch style, about 3,000 square feet. It's freaking awesome. And it's over off of Patriot Way. It's over in a nice area down from Buck and Honey's. But see, here's what I'm saying to you. The market value and my assessment are two different things, man. And this is why working with somebody that actually knows what you're talking about. Talk to your appraiser. Bobby Call. Bobby's a good one. How about Craig Kuchenbecker? He's another appraiser. He knows these numbers. And they're both going to look at you and go, yep, assessments are low. Assessments are low. Get that. And again, I don't mind looking up your stuff. Sometimes I have to come into your house. Sometimes I have to, really look at it. But I can give you an idea of that. Yeah. Happy to help you with that stuff. But assessments are going well. Assessments, I think, are fair. The shock value, the shock that's happening is because they haven't been done since 2020. 3 years. Now, they're supposed to be done every 2 years. Well, we had a situation, and then they changed from this company, and then, so the city had to deal with all that crap. Yeah, but again, we're doing good. We're doing good. And, so right here. Assessments. Just know that you have somebody watching your back, and that's me. And I looked at about 100 different assessments, by the way, just to let you know what was going on. And I found them all to be fair. I didn't find one that was out of whack. You know what I mean? They weren't really out of whack at all. It's big numbers, of course, but not out of whack. Yeah, so the housing prices keep going up, guys, I'm telling you. And they're going to because we have that low inventory and we have demand. Demand is there. People are in there looking for stuff. I mean, they want to live in Sun Prairie. We got one of the coolest communities to live in, Yeah, we do. We've got a great park system, bike trails. We have a library that's second to none. We have a community that just loves to talk to. We have a government that will listen to all their constituents, and we're going to talk about that a little bit because there's a few trolls out there that love to slam on our elected officials and all that. And I wish I could get you to stop doing that, but I'm looking for something here real quick. Sorry. I can't find it. Squat. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it. Oh, maybe I found it. Maybe I found it. Maybe I didn't find it. No. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, I'm good. I'm good with this. Cool. Yeah, a bunch of trolls out there just doing their stuff, but Facebook trolls. I don't know. You guys, some people just have a lot of time to talk about stuff. Talk about stuff. So there's a shortage of houses that are going on. That's the thing, and it's the demand is high. There's not that many houses. When demand is high and inventory is low, that means price increases. And you're going to see 4 or 5 different situations regarding that. I'm looking for something on Facebook. Okay, here I got it. So we're, it is what it is. It is what it is. Real estate is what it is. But I'm going to say this to you: if you're selling a house right now, you should sell your house. Now I know your next comment is, well, I got a 3% loan mortgage rate. Well, I got a 2.5% mortgage rate. Yeah, I know. I know you do. Well, I don't want to give that up. I don't want a 7%er. I don't want a 6. Okay. Right now, might be a huge time to collect that equity that you might have in the house, right? I'm just doing a math thing here. Yeah. So, look at Terry and I. If we looked at buying this house, our gain on this thing is about $130,000. Why wouldn't we cash out on that? Well, because we like where we live. We love our house, ranch style, close to everything, and everything like that. But if you're thinking of selling, do not wait till spring. I would do it now, because you're losing money by not selling your house now. If you're buying a house, buy it now. Now you're saying, yeah, but interest rates at 7%, they might come down. Yep, they might. Yep. So, but here's the thing: marry the house, date the rate. That means get the house, take that 4, 5, 10% equity bump that you're going to find after you buy the house. Yeah, I mean, if you buy a $400,000 house and you get a 10% increase in value in that first year, that's $40,000. And if you're taking a loan out, that's money that you don't even own the house yet. They call it owning the house, but you don't. The bank owns the house. They're letting you make payments, right? I'm not being crazy here. Just listen to me. You have an opportunity. It's a good one. Go buy that house. And then people are going to say, well, I can't pay for these prices that we have. Well, let's look at it together and let's see what we can do. I have a way of finding houses. It's I do a lot of searching. I seek and find. I find a lot of houses in your price range. And you may have to move a little bit out of the area. Might have to be closer to Marshall or Columbus, Beaver Dam, whatever. And if you don't want to do that, then don't do it. That's your choice. You're big people. Put on your big boy with big girl britches every day and go out and, you guys decide if you're going to be in real estate or not. I'm just telling you when the investments are good. Buy a house. Buy a house. Believe me, I'm all over my son, my youngest, about this. Buy the damn house. Yeah. I mean, Seattle area, the north of Seattle, they're looking at 12 and 14% returns. That's huge. That's huge, and they can do it. Big VA thing too. You might have heard me talk about assumable mortgages, and that's a term that hasn't been talked about in a long time. Well, you can assume an FHA, a VA, right, and then rural housing, right? They are assumable. So if you have one of those loans currently, that gives you added value. Because you can give somebody a 2.5% mortgage on the main part of the mortgage, right? You probably haven't been in it that long. And then they're going to get a second mortgage. They'll pay cash for some. They'll get a second mortgage that might be at 7%. See? There you go. Maybe if you sell your house and you rent for a year, 6 months or a year, what you're going to make in that house is going to more than cover what that rent would be. And you might be able to take that rent and then go and sublet it. It just depends on where you go. Heyday is the place to be right now. Yeah, at Eggery and Bird. Great property. Ranch style of properties. 2-car garage. No stairs. No stairs. It's not your low price apartments, but these are apartment homes. Apartment homes. They're a great deal right now. I think. But again, you're going to pay some money on it. I mean, a 1-bedroom is like $1,600, $1,700. A 2-bedroom is going to be like $2,200. And if you want a 3-bedroom, and they got them, 3 bedrooms. Hardest property to find in rental, 3 bedrooms, $2,800, which is a good number. That's a good number. But go and rent for a while, and then go find your house. Because the reason you do that is you've got cash. You've got all this cash sitting in your bank account. You find that house, and then in that competitive situation that you've been in, with all what they call these multiple offers, they're in multiple offers because realtors aren't pricing them correctly, I think, anyway. You could say, cash sale, 7 days closing, and I'll let you stay in the house for 45 days. How's that sound? How about that? Or you could do a rent back. I'll give you the cash now, rent back for me for 45 days. 60 days. 4 months, whatever. It's all negotiable. You got that you can do. Hear me? Okay. All right. So assessments, you are all over the place, and just feel comfortable that the assessments are good. I thought the assessor did a great job. I did. It's probably a computer, but that's okay. Computers help us in our world today, right? Okay. All right, there we go. Let's go back to some music, and then we will catch up. And then I want to talk about. Oh yeah. Oh no. I tell you what. Before we take a break, no, we're gonna take a break and we'll come back. Well, I want to talk about apartments again. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go back and have a little bit of journey right here on 103.5 WLSB. Good morning, everybody. Glad you could be here. It's Monday. Get up out of bed. Get your coffee. Stay tuned right here, though. That's better. Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Sun Prairie, and welcome to Baker Street.
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do.
This calls for the old Billy Barone.
Time to rise and shine. Now here's your host, Bill.
Hey, thanks, Lisa. Love me some Lisa. Made me into the radio person that I am today. Got me to catch that radio bug. She's the creator of Good Morning Sun Prairie, and love her for that. She always pushed the buttons for me. When I first started, had no idea what the devil I was doing, and she worked the magic. But hey, guess what? Thank you, Lisa, very much. Miss you and love you much. Hey, guess what? Today in history, in 1970, the rock star Jimi Hendrix died in London at age 27. Oh man, that music is still just lives. I mean, that's 60s, baby, and the kids love it today. And come on, baby, you light my fire. Oh my gosh, there's one. But there's a bunch of other Doors music and Jim Morrison. You got to check that out. Hey, in 1975, the newspaper heiress Patricia Hearst was captured by the FBI in San Francisco 19 months after being kidnapped by the Symbionese Liberation Army. Remember that? And, oh man, Manson? I know we're going back a ways, but as a kid, I remember that. And, yeah, the things she was going through. I don't know, right? Oh, you got to love this one. 1987, the psychological thriller Fatal Attraction, starring Michael Douglas and Glenn Close, was released by Paramount Pictures. Cheating Men Everywhere cringed after that, and OMG. You know, Glenn Close is an incredible actress, but that woman, whoo, I tell you, I mean, she put the fear of God in every man out there, I think, but, you know. Hey, in 2001, a week after the September 11th attack, George W. Bush, president at the time, said he hoped to rally the world in the battle against terrorism and predicted that all people who love freedom would join in. I think he's right. I think he knew exactly what he was talking about on that, and I don't think we'll ever get away from that fighting that battle of terrorism, because when you have something, there's always somebody else that wants it, and somebody else always wants to take something away from you. You know, it's just like the UAW workers. There you go. Here's one. Let's talk about this for a second. This is either gonna make you think or it's gonna piss you off. That's what's gonna happen. So the auto workers have started like a type of strike where they're striking in some places but not all places, and they're shutting places down. But 40%, what they're looking for right now, this is the entire UAW, you know, all the automakers, especially in Detroit and stuff, but everywhere around the United States. Here's what they're looking for. And I hope that you can go to your boss today, wherever you are, and say these exact words. They want a 40% increase in a raise. They want a 40% increase in raise. Now keep in mind, they're right now making about $65 an hour. Let's let that sit in for a minute. $65 an hour. Now, how did they come to that? Well, I guess the CEO of some of these auto organizations, companies, had pay increases of 40%. And so now that hourly worker that's turning the screws, that's important to the business. That I'm not slighting that at all. Now they feel they should have a 40% increase. And here's the thing. Here's what it's talking about. It's like they're saying, well, the people that are, the union is saying there's a wealth gap that has to be shrunk because the top can't always make all the money. I'm letting that sink in a minute. And so they decided, well, we're just not going to work. We're not going to work. We're not going to work. We're just going to strike because we don't like it. I'm going to take my toys and go home. Am I making fun of this? Yes, I am. But I kind of feel like that. I'm one. I don't believe in strikes. I don't believe in strikes. If you don't like where you're working or what you're being paid, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Now I'm going to tell you, I got a lot of friends in the auto industry. Chip Good, one of my besties that I grew up with, better known as Max. In my world, it's Chip. He left Ford. He retired from Ford, and he's doing pretty damn good, let me tell you, right? Now, he wasn't a top-level executive, but he was a supervisor. He worked his way up, came out of the Navy, got a job at Ford's, and did very well. Lives comfortably. The health care program they have, you would kill for, because you can't touch it, people. If you're not a UAW, if you're not an auto worker, you can't even touch what they have. Their stuff, I mean, they almost pay you to be on the health care program. But a 40% increase in pay. Hear me? I'm stumbling here. Do the workers care what happens to that 40% increase in pay? Do they even understand what happens with that 40% increase in pay? Except for lining their pockets, of which the union gets part of that, probably 10 to 17%, right? Do they understand what happens? It comes on our backs. We're the consumer. The company raises the prices of the products. And I don't know about you. Have you gone out to buy a vehicle lately? I have an F-150, 2015 F-150. I think I paid, I don't know, I think it was like $40,000, something like that. $38,000, something like that. I can't remember. Today, if I want to buy the same truck that I currently have, it's $75,000. And that's just a crock of poo. And then to have, I want everybody to make fair wage, okay? Now, what's fair wage? It's what you agree to. It's what the company or the people that own the business and what you, as the applicant, agree to. That's called a fair wage. Because if it wasn't fair, you wouldn't have accepted the job. Right? Exactly. It's true. So where does this come from? Just because somebody else gets paid more money than you think you have a right just to say, I'm not going to work, and I want none of my buddies to work. Nope. We're just going to stand here till we get the same amount of money. Yep. Yep. We had, oh my gosh, I mean, what's interesting about this is at church this week, it was the parable of the orchard, where, the owner says to his foreman, go out and hire people. And he went down to the market, and then the owner goes down to the market and found these guys standing around, and he says, what's going on? And later in the day, in the morning, they hired a bunch of people. Then he goes down to the market, and it's around lunchtime, and he sees people standing around. And he says, what's wrong? He says, well, we're looking for a job. He says, good, go to my orchard. I will give you a job. And then later in the day, like 3, 4 in the afternoon, 5 in the afternoon, he sees some other guys standing around. And he says, what are you doing? He says, I'm looking for work. He says, go to my orchard. And they did. The owner goes back to the orchard, tells the foreman to pay out everybody. And everybody got the same pay, whether they started early in the morning or they had just arrived. Full day's pay. Is that the same kind of scenario we're looking at here? 40% increase in pay. Yeah. Anytime you have any type of thing like that, it's going to come back on the consumer. It is. Now, the unions will tell you that it should come out of the CEO's pays and all this stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, the consumer is the one that said that you, the consumer, better known as the stockholder, approved the salary and the increases. for the top executives. Why? Because you know that that person is going to be the one to lead your company that you've invested all of your savings into to higher levels. You're saying, I'm trusting you with my money, go make me more money, right? Or it's like hiring a quarterback for $140 million. And why do you pay $140 million instead of $1 million? Why do you want the $140 million quarterback over the $1 million quarterback? Well, that 140 probably proved himself and can throw touchdowns and get the job done, right? And that $1 million quarterback, maybe not, maybe a little bit of growth, but maybe not, maybe some touchdowns, but more interceptions than touchdowns. I'd love to see a program for the UAW with now, and these guys get stock options, and they have their incentives like that too. By the way, they're hurting their own incentives. They're not thinking long term about this. But how about a percentage of the profits or a percentage of the sales? How about receiving a percentage of the cost savings that you can find? These are incentives. I love these kind of incentives. These are my ideas. How about thinking about the people that are buying the vehicles first? What if we all just stopped buying cars? What if we all stopped buying new cars? Now, the parts plants and all that stuff, they would still thrive because we need parts. Parts is parts, right? But what if we all just decided to boycott all new car purchases? Oh, wouldn't that be a hoot? Oh, to do that nationally? Oh my gosh. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. We're striking against the strikers. Let's just not buy another new car, brand new car for a year, and you watch what happens. Oh my gosh. Those employees will be saying, I'll take a 20% cut. Oh, I don't want to lose my job. And they will. They'll get laid off. They'll all get laid off. And that 40% increase, it's gone. How about better yet? Why don't we just treat people fairly and not use a union tactic? That's the same thing for this writer's strike. Okay, so they're complaining about what they're being paid for writing and stuff, right? And I appreciate that. But if you don't like what you're being paid, don't do it. Don't do it. When I owned Baker Healthcare, nothing chapped my hide more than when I'd hire somebody, and let's say I hired them and they're excited about the job. I hire them at $10 an hour, and they're excited about that $10 an hour. That's what they agree to, and all this. And then 2-3 months later, they're in my office going, "Hey, I got to do something. I think I'm gonna have to leave the company because I'm just not making enough money." And I keep going back. I said, "But this is what you agreed to. Your agreement is that I'm going to give you things to do, 40 hours a week. I'll give you benefits, and it's $10 an hour." "Yeah, I know, but after I thought about it, I could make more money somewhere else." And if you're not in business, if you haven't experienced this, especially the HR part, hiring somebody is extremely expensive. It's the search process, the interview process. You've got the first 90 days. You're going through this, and you're trying to make sure that the person that you've hired, and it's also the hiring process, what your processes are. How many interviews is it going to be, right? Oh my gosh, you want to see what it's like to go through an interview, what can't even think of the word I want to use, maze, a hiring maze. Go to Epic and do their interview process. Oh my gosh, you'll come out of that and just going, I can't believe what I just experienced. It's intense. It's intense. By the way, did you know that when you do resumes today and you email them into the company, whether you go through Indeed or LinkedIn or whatever, it probably doesn't get to a human. It goes through a system first, and then it looks for phrases, words, how your writing style, and then it puts you in a category, and then it'll kick it out. I mean, they get all the resumes and everything, but there's a analytical process that the computer does prior to getting to the hiring managers. And then it ranks the candidates. Just letting you know that. But that living wage is what I think is so important. And it's what you agreed to when you were hired. You know, one of the things that I know, my Terry is a retired teacher. She was the union contact in DeForest, one of them, I think. I don't know how many there are. And you know, out of her pay, she paid the union. I don't know the dollar amount. Doesn't matter. She agreed to pay that. She felt that the union was there for the employees and stuff. But teachers aren't required to be a part of the union. They don't have to be, which that's fine. They just get more money in their pay. That percentage isn't being taken out all the time. Every single pay period, right? But there was a time when she was at a pay level after 26 years where she couldn't make no more money. There were no more increases. That blew me away. The only way for her to make an increase was to leave DeForest and go to another school district. Why do I know this? They offered her. School districts contacted her. They offered her more money than she was making. Wow, right? Be careful what you ask for, because if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true, right? You want to watch the, maybe it's like, you know, sporting events. These guys are making obscene kinds of money. Football players, basketball players, baseball players, they're making obscene numbers, right? But the only reason they're making that is because you will go to the games, you will buy the stuff, and you will support everything that they're doing. If you don't go to the games and those seats are empty, they're not going to pay those amounts because they're not valuable then. You hear what I'm saying? UAW workers, I feel for you. I feel for you. You know, Tesla auto workers, I don't think they're union, but they're also making a lot less. They're making like $40 an hour. $40 an hour. That's pretty good change, I think. It is. But now, here's an article. I gotta read this to you, okay? This is out of the State Journal. It says, workers eye $79,000 to start a new job. $79,000, okay? So here you go. From the again from the State Journal. The wage floor for American workers climbed to a record high, close to $79,000, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, that surveyed, and also found pay demands among women are rising at twice as fast as for men. Yep. The average reservation wage, which I don't understand that, the lowest annual pay that workers would accept to take a new job increased from $78,645 in July, according to the New York Fed's most recent survey of consumer expectations. That's up from $72,900 a year earlier and $69,000 in July of 2021. The pay expectations among women in the labor force rose 11% in the past year, twice as fast as for men, according to the survey released in July. Still, there's a substantial gender gap when it comes to what's an acceptable salary. For men, the average reservation wage was about $91,000, and for women, it was $25,000 lower. Now, workers with a college degree now expect $98,000 annually to accept a new job, compared to an average $63,000 for those who don't have a degree. For comparison, the median U.S. household income, that's husband and wife, was $70,784 in 2020, according to the U.S. Census. The new high in reservation wage comes as American employers added 187,000 jobs in July, following a similar increase in June. The unemployment rate at 3.5% is close to the lowest level in decades, and average hourly earnings were up 4.4% in June. Wow. But get this. Still, there are signs that the labor market is slowing. The The Fed survey found that the average expected likelihood of receiving multiple job offers in the next 4 months declined 20%, declined to 20.6% from 25% a year earlier. Wow. The average expected likelihood of working beyond age 62 declined 47.7% from 48.8% in July of 2022, the lowest reading since the start of the series in March of 2014. Wow, $79,000. That's a lot of money, dude. I tell you, that's a lot of money. Willing to accept. That's what I like to say. I will tell you that when I had Baker Healthcare, I would interview all the time. It never hurts just to always interview. You top grade is what it's called. And I'd have people come in with MBAs. And I appreciate the MBAs as I are one. But the thing that I want you to know is that what's that mean to me in my business? What's it going to do for me today? What can you guarantee for me today? When you're coming out of school, you have no experience, but yes, I have an MBA from Edgewood. Whatever. What's that mean to me? How much business can you bring me? What's that going to do to help my business grow? Why should I pay you the large sum that you're asking for, right? Right out of the chute. Why not start at my base and then show me what your MBA can do? Nothing wrong with education. Huge supporter of education right here. As I said to my son, I probably get 20 to 40 hours a year in continued education in different areas. I love me some education. Education is what makes the world go around. But yeah. So 40% increase in pay. So if you work at Costco today, why don't you just go and ask them for a 40% raise? You know? Well, Starbucks, you guys want to be union? Go in and say, yeah, if the auto workers are going to get it, I want to get it. 40% raise. You work for the city of Sun Prairie. Go down there and get everybody to unionize and tell Aaron Oppenheimer, we want a 40% increase in pay, or we're not going to clear the streets in the wintertime. Yeah, that'd go over like a fruitin' church. You know it. Exactly. Whew. Tough subject, though. I think it is. It's all about a fair way. Now, here's the other thing about employees, that the employment market. Dwayne Sprecher and I talk about this all the time. If you don't know Dwayne's the former owner of Culver's here in Sun Prairie. In fact, all the Culver's guys, we talk about this. And Dave Lukey is another one. He owns, 5 restaurants now? Dwayne just came back from Michigan. He sold the 2 he had over there. Labor ain't easy, folks. First of all, we can't get you to put your phone down when you're working, or to dress appropriately. I mean, the things that happen. Oh my gosh. Now, but I always say to these guys, you inspect what you expect. So there you have it. Right? Labor market is not good right now because people just don't want to work. They don't want to work. They want to give it to them. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. Now the other thing is, I think you should reward people that do great work. Absolutely do. I love that with wait staff. They're going to get a nice tip from me. If they're polite, they're courteous, they know their menu, they make suggestions, they make my dining experience enjoyable, or give me that added sizzle above and beyond the food. They're attentive. That's called service, man. That's going above and beyond. Above and beyond. Here, I'll challenge you for today. The challenge I have for you is I want you to notice how many people go above and beyond what their job expectations are. Or what do you feel their job expectations are? If you're going out to lunch today, is the wait staff really helping you? How about the person at maybe Firehouse Subs or something? You go over there. Are they polite? They're courteous? They look you in the eye? They say thank you? Do they make recommendations? Did they go above and beyond as they're going, next? Yeah. Cash or charge? You know? That one over there is interesting too, because you can round up to support fire departments everywhere, and they have supported the local fire departments in Sun Prairie. But they don't sell it. What they do is they say, would you like to round up for blah blah? And everybody goes, no. But now you sell that. Say, hey, are you familiar with our roundup program? Well, no, I'm not. What is that? Well, if you round up for like the 50 cents you would round up on this deal, what we do is we take that, we match that, and then we donate that to local fire departments. Can you help us with that? Bam! That would get more people saying, yes, let's do that. Absolutely. Now, what I think they need to do, though, over at firehouses, they also need to have more examples of the different fire departments, things that they've donated. They don't do a very good job of that. It's the same stuff that's been up there for years. But just to give an example, that's just something that's added service. Added service. I love that, right? You know. And look at what the organizations do too. I mean, Culver's, man, their night of giving is priceless for organizations out there. And how hard do you work it? How hard do you plan? How hard do you help promote it? How hard do you work to get people to come to that event? Or anywhere. Could be anywhere, anytime. You know, Barachos does the same thing. Great organization over there. So, but yeah, there you have it. So let's do this. Let's go back to some music, and then we will shoot towards the end of the show and see where we go from there. Oh, here you go, man. You got, if being a Southern kid, you gotta love this group. Oh, absolutely. A little bit of Leonard Skinner right here on 103.5 WLSP. Come on, Leonard Skinner, for you. There we go. Might have gotten on my soapbox for that. What'd you guys think of that? Anything good? Anything bad? Talk to me. Let me know. Hey guys. Hey Mark, you still on? Hey, Teresa, or Terry McElroy, thanks. Good morning. Yeah, no guest this morning. I got stiffed a little bit. Oh, I got my shirt in at Farmer's Market. Yeah, the young lady These are recycled shirts. Isn't that cool? Sorry, Terry. I was watching not this one, but the my personal page on Facebook. My bad. Wow, what's your name? Yeah. Uh-oh, hang on. No, we're not doing that. Sorry, well, I'm all messed up here. Woo! I can't even push the right buttons this morning. It's kind of morning, it's been. Well, we're getting over it. That's all right. Yeah, if you're tuned in and you're expecting Mystic Monday, that's going to be put on hiatus for a while. We lost our psychic. Yeah, didn't lose her physically. She decided she didn't want to do this anymore, and so that's okay. We're all right with that. So Christy Broswell from Budding Butterfly is looking, doing some homework because she wants to get you the best, and stop down and see Christy down on the corner of Main and Bristol, and say hi to her and tell her, hey, we're looking for that psychic. Laura Stanfield was going to come in today to do that, and so she's a little bummed that she's not able to do that, but that's okay. We'll get to it. Hey, I want to ask you a question. Have you heard about, here's what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to talk about. Yeah, I want to get to this because I think this is funny. Man, the trolls are still out there everywhere. Out there. And what is it about? Apartment buildings, of course. What else do we have to talk about? Sidewalks, apartment buildings. OMG, okay? So, on Facebook, and naturally, it's an anonymous member, posted this a day ago. It said, have there been any thoughts or concerns about the new apartment buildings opening soon near the roundabout by the paint store, and who manages them? With the recent stories of the failing management at the Meadowlands, I don't think that's right, I've been a little worried, especially since it's near the schools. What can we as residents of Sun Prairie do legally if things get out of hand? This is not a negative attack on future tenants or the buildings, but an honest question. And then it happens. Now the trolls come out everywhere. But I'm going to respond to you. Those apartment buildings are needed in this community. Now, as a realtor, you're going to say, why would you say that? Why do you want more apartments? If I don't have more apartments here to meet the needs of the people that want to live in Sun Prairie and work at Hallman Lindsay, at the bakery, at the distributorship, at Buck and Honey's, at Beans and Cream, at Full Mile, at Faded Roots. Are you with me so far? Marcus Theater. If we don't have those people and they live somewhere else, then our community shrinks. It also increases the cost of doing business in the city of Sun Prairie. So we have to have that need. We have to fulfill that need. These are folks that either can't buy a house, don't want to buy a house, don't want to deal with their own house. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's their choice. They want to rent. Now, Laura Stanfield and I think we do a pretty good job of educating people on the advantages of home ownership and why you would want to do that over renting. But that's still their choice. You can lead a horse to water, you just can't make him drink, right? But one of the comments in here is with the recent stories of the failing management, and I think she's talking about the elements. The element is a problem. It is a problem, and it is a distant owner. There have been some changes there, but it's And law enforcement is over there quite a bit. They are. All you gotta do is look at the police reports. Now, what's it gonna take? It's gonna take a community to step up and buy that, but not the city of Sun Prairie. You do not want the city of Sun Prairie to be your landlord. First of all, I don't want my tax dollars going to that. Second of all, they don't know anything about being a landlord. Now, we've set rules up, the city has set up rules that govern through inspections and all, and what's required, and the way that's responded to is by complaints and all that. But that's with any rental properties that are out there. But the way to solve the elements is for people, a group of people, to step up and buy it and fix it. Or, as it was suggested, maybe tear it down and put condos up. That's not going to give you affordable housing. Now, somebody also, one of the trolls that came out, like, trolls are people that like to bitch, okay? So they came out and they were talking, well, that's where all the Section 8 people are. First of all, what do you have against Section 8 people? Stop it already. They need the help. You know, they do have to pay a little bit of rent. And I know a lot of Section 8 folks that are responsible, good people. So let's stop it. I mean, it's always a negative thing about it. It's like Chicago. You say Chicago, oh, they're going to rob us blind. Oh my God. But what can the concerns about the new buildings opening up, what can you do about it? Well, you can be involved in our government. You can attend the housing committee, which is tonight, 6 o'clock, at City Hall in the council chambers. I am a member of that. You're welcome to come down and share your comments and views and all that. And no, things are not in stone. We'd like to hear what you're saying. We're listening to the issues at the elements. But the city can't just jump in there. You don't want the city to control the performance of any property out there. Think it through. Think it through. When you get Big Brother telling you what to do, you're not going to be happy. And so if your yard grass gets a little too high, the city, would you want the city to go, yes, Mr. Baker, your grass is too high. You'll need to cut that today or that'll be a $100 fine. What? Yes, but City of Sun Prairie, I'm growing a natural blend of grasses, and I really want that prairie kind of look. Yeah, we don't care. We're the city. This is what you're doing, and we'll send out an inspector. If you don't mow it, we'll charge you, and it'll be $200. What? Now, I get what this person is saying in here, but I'm going to tell you, folks, right now. First of all, here's my first comment. We have to have apartments. Right now we're sitting at like 96, maybe towards 95, 96, 97% full. Full. Those apartments are full. Now why do they have like 4%, 5% gap? Because those are apartments that are turning over. They're flipping those apartments. Somebody's coming out, they gotta go in and clean it, they gotta paint it, maybe change the carpeting, whatever. Boom. There you go. And then the next tenant comes in. It's not the property, it's the tenants. Should there be a better type of vetting for tenants? Well, oh my God, there you go. There's another mess to jump into. Got to be careful. Don't want to discriminate. Don't discriminate. Don't discriminate. Right? Bill Connors. I mean, yeah, you love him or you hate him. I like the guy, okay? Does he ruffle my feathers once in a while? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, I mean, he fights it so hard. And I'm telling you that there is a process in this, but you got to get everybody in the city to start working from this. And if you think that the elements is bad, then you got to go. Then you got to go to our bedroom community called Madison, and check that out, because you'll be very happy. You'll be very happy. I'm telling you, right? Because, oh my gosh, It's so much better here. It's so much better here, right? And we're always talking about affordable housing. Affordable to who or whom? Affordable housing. Is that rentals? Is that purchases? Let's just say rentals for a minute. Well, if they're all full, if all the rentals are full, the price is going to go up. I don't care who you are, it's going to go up. And why? If you're a landlord, you have that right to do that. Right? You do. But you, as a consumer, have a choice. You can live there or not live there. And you're going to say, well, where else am I going to live? Okay, I don't know that answer. But this is about choices. About choices. Those apartments, any apartment in Sun Prairie, supports your city economy and tax base. The more businesses that we have here, the more businesses that are thriving, and that means the more people are coming into the community and feeds our tax base. Then people move into the community. They buy a house. They rent an apartment. And yes, people that are renting apartments do pay taxes in each of their monthly payments. You do. It's calculated into your payment. It's okay for these people to make a profit. Now, I think they need to take care of the people. I'm not against that at all. And I think that the city has done quite a bit to help, along with the Tenant Resource Center, to really get the element in other places to step it up a bit. I don't want to see anybody mistreated. I want to see quality there. The question is, let's see somebody step up and buy it. Fix that thing up. But I tell you, when they fix it up, your rent is going up. Your rent is going up. Unless you want somebody like the city to give them $1 million or $2 million grant. Oh, yeah, those are expenditures again. General fund, which means they got spending increases, so your taxes are going to go up. Sun Prairie does not need to own an apartment complex. There you have it. There's my 2 cents. But trolls, get off Facebook, man. You know, be polite, be courteous. You know, the people that are whether you might disagree with Mayor Esser, that's okay. I disagree with him sometimes. But I do it politely, professionally, sometimes privately. And that's okay. And he respects that. That's all, right? Now, here, last one. Funny one on Facebook. And then I'm going to get out of here. Here was one on Sun Prairie, what's happening now. Post came up, again, from an anonymous member. It says, looking for a great church that has a great children's program in Sun Prairie. Well, I just want to let you know, every church has been named so far. So we got that going for us. I'll say, I'll put a plug in for St. Albert's, by the way. I will. I'm doing it again right now. Oh my God. There you go. Done. So we got people looking for that stuff. Hey, Sunbury, I want to say thanks to you and for everything that you do. And I'm going to get out of here and yeah, just have a great day. And I'll see you back here on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a song here real quick. I want to play us out. How about a little Rosita as we take the turn? Bye now. Have a great morning. Oh, that's not you. Man, oh, let's do this. Born, you like this stuff right here. Bye, Sun Prairie. See you Wednesday. Football Friday night. Be there.